It's Mr. Bitter. Mr. Bitter. He gets to be the final opponent in our series. Wouldn't have it any other way. You're doing a bronze jam from Mechabellum? Pretty much. That's what it is, yeah. Pretty much. Alright, we'll go amplify highest HP. All right, so what does he have? He has he's Rhino Specialist. He has Tarantula and he has Crawler. Tarantula, like we just talked about it, exceptionally good versus Chaff. Or in the last game we just played, we just used Tarantulas, and yeah, super good versus Chaff. Crawler is Chaff. We have Mustang. I would say Mustang, not the greatest versus Tarantula. They're all right versus Crawler. They're not the best versus Crawler either. I think our army definitely needs to, I think we have a disadvantage right now, I'll say that, in terms of opening units. So I think what we should do is, once again, let's maybe get ourselves all tightly wound here in the side of the board. Maybe put these Mustangs back a little bit further. Reason why is they're a lot faster. All right. And I think we're going to give ourselves a little bit of that Void Eye. So here's what we're looking for in this board, okay? And I'll explain why we did everything we just did. And we can send it off. Get a little energy absorb upgrade. So we have everything stacked up. The reason why is I actually am afraid of his army. For the start of the game here, I'm afraid of his army. We have our DPS is our Void Eye. Our AoE chaff clear right now is our Mustang. And our chaff, our time, is our crawlers. We only have so much options here round one. We ended up breaking. He paralyzed my right tower. And now these tarantulas are going to town. All over our units. But Mustangs and crawlers, the reason why I put them where I put them is because of their move speed. I put the crawlers in front of the Mustang because I want them to lead into the tarantula before the Mustangs get there. And then I also put the Void Eye in front of the crawler because they're the slowest unit I have, so they'll get in the fight, and they also have very high range. They have 100 range, so they'll be shooting from pretty far away. But the nice thing about if you line it up to where a crawler goes directly in the center of the back of the Void Eye is the crawlers will spread themselves out and like a little, like, it's like Poseidon's trident, like spread. They just do a tri-prong spread. It's very nice. It definitely helps them naturally spread out to things that AoE, like a tarantula. And again, you can do that. We just talked about it in the last game. Again, we talk about it in a lot of these games where you position yourself, you can spread yourself out naturally as your units run forward to engage. So, trying to stay alive. All right, we'll go ahead and get a laser sight. Since we already have what we have, we'll just stick to it even further. Let's get a laser sight on another Mustang that will try and protect this tower over here. And let's get another crawler pack. And I'll get a range device on the Mustang on the outside. So we already kind of have our composition a little bit, which is Void Eye DPS and Mustang and Crawler. We'll continue with it for now. The board is generally covered right now. There's a Wasp pack and a Crawler pack hitting my right tower again. We should be okay. Hopefully this time around we're, able to survive. But I am afraid of those tarantulas. The Void Eye are starting to look at them. Oh boy, it's starting to come together a little bit. And now, the reason why this is working this way is because we just have enough time. There's enough time. First of all, we didn't get paralyzed. No paralyzed in the tower is huge. Paralyzed really does determine the round. But we have enough, like, overall AoE clear and time purchased to be able to get through the majority of his units before our army is totally dead. We're overall winning the chaff war slightly. And the only reason why I feel like that's happening that way is because there are a lot of crawlers that are pretty forward, and we're able to fight them before the fight really starts. I think our Mustangs are just getting a little bit more uptime, so it's helping a lot. We really could use some more AoE. Hounds would help a lot. A Phoenix would not be bad. Just like adding there's no like anti-air over here, and it would be hard for our opponent to make anti-air if we already have Mustangs. We already do have DPS in the form of Void Eye, so we could just stick to that. We could level them up and stick to it. I'm kind of feeling like the Hounds feel really good to me just because of how many crawlers there are. I also feel like a Saber feels good to me just because it would tank the Tarantulas really hard. Let's go. We already have good anti-air. Let's just get the tank. Let's get the free option. It's also free. That's a great deal too. A free tank. Put it right there in the front and just leave it. Let's go ahead and get range enhancement on Mustangs. And let's give ourselves a few more tanks in Void Eye. This is like another form of our tank. This is like a secondary tank. So we'll go ahead and just spread this out across our tower. These Void Eyes are also our DPS. We're going to invest into them more throughout this game, but for now, these things are our DPS units. There's another squad flanking us with an arc light. So that's a little bit rough. Probably going to lose the tower because of that, because of the wasp. But now our opponent, Mr. Bitter, showed us he's flanking the tower, and he's committed to Wasp more now because he actually got range on Wasp. So we're gonna commit to Mustang and be okay with that. Mustangs are great versus Wasp. So we have a game plan for now. All right. Quick teleport, kind of scary. Super heavy armor could be kind of good. Super heavy armor, not bad. So here's what we could do with this. We could put a super heavy armor right now on a Sabertooth. We already have it. This unit has a ton of health. If we put this device on the Saber, it's going to have a ridiculous amount of health. And then that would make left side very sturdy. Left side would be very, very sturdy. Maybe add in another like chaff clear unit of some kind. And go from there. There's also a Rhino possibly coming in, so more Sabers also might be the play here. Or just simply getting charge shot on Void Eyes. That also could be the play. We'll go with super heavy armor. It's pretty nice. Put it on the Saber. This thing has over 100,000 health now. We just took this thing from 46k to 116,000. Let's level our Mustang. We'll get one more Mustang as well, like right here. And this Mustang will go forward and try to protect the tower. I don't know where he's gonna put. I don't know where he's gonna put that Rhino, but it's a little scary. Let's get 2 crawlers. We'll get 2 more crawlers. So what we'll do with these is we'll put these on like the side of the board, so that we're just more protected again. We have more things around us that protect us. Overall, we just have kind of like a Mustang Void Eye build going on. And now he's flanking the other side of the tower. So he's got a full spread of everything around us. He's surrounding us. Our front looks pretty solid. Our bottom right looks like it's going to be fine. Bottom left, however, we are killing the Wasp, but there is a Rhino with armor down there, so that thing needs to be dealt with. That Sabertooth is tanking like a beast. Oh, we're getting a lot of kills, but we are losing the round overall. He is getting through it. The bottom left flank now is breaking us. So we're just trying to, he's trying to like keep momentum on us with flanking us and pressuring us all over. We're trying to survive. Improved Sandworm. Here, we have double shot on Saber. We also do have charge shot on Void Eye. There's a lot of ways we can do this. I don't think we need a smoke bomb because he's got air. Like, smoke bomb is not worth it on these two tarantulas. And that's the only thing I could smoke bomb. Everything else is a flying unit. So let's just chill out. Melting point would be all right, but it's expensive as hell. Let's just go ahead and skip. Let's level up our Mustang. Let's level up our Void Eye. And this time, let's give ourselves like 2 more Void Eye. Give these things charge shot. Put a Void Eye like right here. Put another Void Eye like right here. And we'll do another crawler pack as well at the same time. So we'll really bunker down, like hunker down on bottom left because he's got so much stuff over here. Let's play it safe. And here's something that you can start doing versus somebody. If you're playing against somebody and they're like pressuring you and pressuring you and pressuring you and you're struggling, one nice thing about getting pressured in the flank is a flank can't protect itself from missiles. So you don't have to do this every single round, but you could do this if you're worried about the round being strong or difficult to deal with at the moment. So we'll go ahead and get a nice upgrade or a nice missile right there on our bottom left just to be safe about it. Maybe also put 1 more missile on the Rhino just to be extra safe. They might put something in front of it. And he does. So now we're getting through these units a little bit faster. And now the charge shot Void Eye really helping us get through the Rhino a little bit smoother too. If we can kill it entirely, that would be nice. Nope, it doesn't seem like we're gonna kill it. We need to get something that can deal with the arc light bottom right. It's lasting a little too long. All right, Phoenix, Wraith, Phantom Ray. So our Wraith has an aura called Degeneration Beam. If you run this is a great tool. It's also relatively not expensive. It's hard for me to get connections to like the targets I want to hit because there's so many things in the way. So our Wraith is also a good unit in terms of just AoE. So let's go ahead and just buy the Wraith. I'm gonna take the Wraith. I'm gonna put this thing like right over here and we'll give it a degen aura. Let's level up my Mustangs. Let's give both of my towers a level because both towers are getting pressured like repeatedly. Let's give bottom right a saber tooth so that we have something that can tank bottom right and not just die right away. Let's give our front line here some chaff so that we have something that can run forward because our units, a lot of our units are being pulled down for this arc light. So we want to make sure we have some protection here in the front too, so we're not just getting run over by, like our Void Eyes are all dying to crawlers. So they have some help because we want to get rid of this quickly. And now, we just did it last time, but let's do it again. This game is very much about pressure and trying to kill me right away. So let's go ahead and get a missile. Let's go ahead and and let's line these missiles up on the ground units so that we can also snare, like, the crawlers are more annoying, I would say, than the air. So we're gonna missile out all these crawlers and get rid of the problems as fast as we can. And the nice thing about missile devising a flank is we can snare the Rhino as well because we'll clip the Rhino when we hit a crawler pack. Okay, so now his Rhino is super slow. We got the Rhino. We're working everything else. These Phantom Rays might turn on armor enhancement. Phantom Ray is a unit that can have armor, and he might turn it on because we're going for Mustangs. So let's think about that. We already have Mustangs that have leveled up a little bit, but we want to respect it and maybe consider giving them another upgrade like Aerial Specialist or something. He got us again. It's all about that tempo, baby. Now, additional deployment. Okay, so these things are relatively expensive. Alright, so he has ground spec as well, so that Sabertooth could be dying very fast. Getting Aerial Specialist will help a lot. Let's throw it. Let's do this. What did we just say? We were just talking about it. What shuts down Mustangs? Armor. What does he have right now that would have armor that's not a Rhino that would be a problem? The Phantom Ray. Let's buy EMP. It turns off upgrades. Let's put EMP right there. Let's not allow Phantom Ray to turn on armor and break our tower. Upgrade my Mustangs. Take Aerial Specialist. Let's level the tower on both sides one more time, just to prepare a little bit more and make them more safe and secure. Let's one more time again, missile out these wasp. Or sorry, missile out these crawlers so we can isolate the wasp. Do it again over here. And we'll get a couple more crawlers again that just come out and just buy us a little bit of time. And give us a little bit of hope here. And this round, all we're really needing to happen is we just need the Mustangs to keep leveling up. Just keep leveling up and be able to stop rhinos. He's got another rhino pushing my tower. We do have Void Eyes. We do have that Sabertooth as well. All right, we're getting through most of it. He's got a... Oh, he doesn't get slow because he doesn't get paralyzed. So his Rhino just runs full speed through paralyzes. Okay. So that's the game plan right now. Just stick to it. We're trying to stay alive. We're trying to stay alive. Mass-produced Wraith, it seems okay. He did sell the Rhino over here, so there's no more Rhino on the side. So this is not as scary. But now there's 2 Rhinos on the right side. And now we have... This game is almost over. We're getting to that point where it could be over in like 1 round. I don't know if we have enough money to buy 300 cost efficient light, even though that's really nice. I think one thing we could do here is we just maybe take the deployment module. Let's put it on our Wraith that has Degeneration Aura. Or Degen Beam. Put it up here. So now this thing can slow and snare all these units that come in this way. Let's level up our Mustang over here. Let's level our Void Eyes. We can give our Void Eyes maybe some range as well. So now our Void Eyes also really... They lock on from very far away. And this time, let's just give ourselves a little bit more chaff again. Let's do one more round of getting a little bit more chaff. Get a chaff squad like here. Just get, like, make sure everyone's protected from the wasp. Get a chaff squad like here. And get a chaff squad like here. So we just have more bodies in the way. And right tower is, again, being... Right, this is a beautiful thing, too. If your opponent's playing really aggressive on you... One thing we could do, too, you know what? Let's actually put one crawler here. There's no defense on the flank there. But we'll upgrade the tower again that has all the pressure at it right now. Just reduces the paralyze and also keeps us safer because the tower lasts longer. And if nothing defends the flank up here, because if he's super forward, we could potentially break a tower behind that, which would also be really nice. Okay, he gets our tower again. The Sabertooth and the Void Eye definitely able to get some big hits on those rhinos. That's our DPS right there, baby. That's our DPS. All right, Acid Blast. Does he have... Okay, so we'll just go ahead and drop down... Or he has Photon Emission on the Farseer right there. He doesn't have... So Acid doesn't affect air at all. So Acid's like... The only thing we could really hit Acid with would be this rhino right here, because this Farseer applies Photon Emission, which makes you immune to the effects of Acid. You don't get affected by it. for 20 seconds, and that's good. That's plenty of time for the fight to be mostly decided. And these things do have power armor, so we can't snare them either. I'm feeling like we just do efficient light. Or sorry, a shield airdrop. Shield airdrop is what I meant to say. And let's maybe put, we'll do a shield airdrop like over here. It's all good. Level up our Void Eye. Level up our Mustang. Let's get another tower upgrade on the right tower. He does have Smoke Bomb, so let's go ahead and give ourselves, maybe put the barrier up a little bit higher, like this. Do another barrier like here. Do another barrier like right here. Let's try not to get Smoke Bombed. And we need stuff that can really make the rhinos a lot slower. Here, we'll just do this. We'll go like this. We'll do an elite recruit. We'll do a couple more sabers that just help like hold the front for a second. Buy our Void Eyes a little bit more time. And this time we didn't use a missile. It's okay. We didn't actually do the missile. But we have a high level tower. So the tower is going to be as tanky as possible. So that is nice. But the question is, do we have enough DPS to get through these rhinos and everything and through the wasp fast enough? All right. So almost, we almost do. We have another EMP, which is nice. Here we go. We got a mountain in here. Let's go ahead and grab a mountain. Let's put the mountain. I think we do something like this. Mountain can be a form. It really can't be a tank. There's too much DPS in the army of our opponent. Like, these are high level wasp, very high level wasp. They kind of crush. So a mountain could be decent at like adding some DPS just to kill the rhinos, like helping with that. We really should missile device this round. This round is probably the last round of the game, so let's just go ahead and give ourselves as much of an advantage as we possibly can. Let's get rid of as many of the crawler packs as physically possible. Get rid of that, and then maybe we'll also missile device out like the air right there. Just to like, we want to slow this push down. We just did all 8 missile devices. Let's level up our Mustangs. Let's level our other tower once. Actually, level them both twice. We're losing this game due to paralyze repeatedly. Let's go ahead and throw a nice EMP right at that chunky rhino with wasp. We'll do a resupply, and we'll grab ourselves one more mountain. We'll just put the other mountain like right here. And let's grab ourselves like a crawler pack that sits in the back. And we're just gonna try to hold the towers and survive. Again, this is a lot of missile devices, so we kill off a lot of his units right at the start of the round. Missile devices are amazing. The more aggressive your opponent is, the more amazing a missile device is, because it buys you time in an engagement where you're struggling to have time. We might be dead. The war factory is too strong. The guide continues. Yeah, we play another game. We'll play another game. All right. So what basically this game, our style was we were going for Void Eye, we were going for Mustang. We were trying to make it work. One of the downsides to what the style is the Mustang, like against his specific kind of an army, the Mustang really do struggle if they look at the Rhinos. And then complete contrast, the Void Eyes really do struggle if they look at the Crawlers. So our army has like, I would say if we were to analyze our board and really dictate where our board is lacking right now, it's mostly in the fact that the Crawler can't be dealt with very well. So that's why we were leaning so hard on rounds that were like, when we wanted to try to win the round, we were exploding the round up with missile devices overall. We just don't have enough like good AoE DPS that also isn't getting stuck on the Rhinos. These Rhinos definitely have the ability to shut, like, basically what happens is, for again, anybody who doesn't know this, if a Rhino or a unit with armor, and in this case it is the Rhino, if it exists, it blocks 60 damage multiplied by the level of the unit. So 2 means 60 times 2, which means if a unit does anywhere between 0 to 120 damage, it's negated. It's just, you're basically doing nothing. Armor cannot make a unit do 0 damage. You're always by default going to do just 1. But when you're doing 1 damage instead of like 108, that's down to 1. 180, that's down to 60. 180 on this one, that's down to 60. And then on this guy, 108, that's down to 1. So and that's just for a level 2 Rhino. For a level 3 Rhino, now that's 180 armor. So it's actually turning off these Mustangs entirely. Like, I just physically can hit him for 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage. So armor is definitely a massive deal. We were trying to get our Void Eyes to latch onto the Rhinos, but this game was a consecutive form of rounds of paralyzing my towers through flanks. So we reacted to that by trying to upgrade our towers and survive. But Rhino plus Ground Specialist Wasp, which increases the damage a Wasp does by 200%. These things are massive DPS, and they can definitely break your towers open pretty fast. So it was difficult to really like make it work just by upgrading towers, but you can see how close this game still got at a lot of points in it, even though we were playing against an army that I would say that Mustang Void Eye is going to struggle with in general. Just because, again, of what we explained, of like, there's direct counters to both of my units here. So a good addition to this army to really fix what this army was, I would say, is something with AoE that can really help control the Crawlers as well, not just only relying on the Mustangs. And then, like, if we would have went for Wraith more aggressively, let's say we went for like 4 or 5 Wraith, and that we didn't just stop at going degen beam. Let's say we went range and 8 shot, and we had like Wraith, 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 like in the quadrant, like the all 3 quadrants, and maybe we have 2 in the center one because it's a big one. Then we have like a consecutive aura of degen beam across the entire board, and we also have way more chaff clear, way more chaff clear. Don't we need EMP tech? I feel like EMP tech is fine, but he has photon emission on a Farseer. So if we focus on EMP and he is emissioned until he kills my tower, I don't necessarily think that that's gonna save me. I feel like this still exists. Photon emission is 20 seconds of the round. So if I can't control the Rhinos at all for the first 20 seconds, then I'm dead. Because as soon as the paralyzes are happening, you're not really doing great. Like, that's when the rounds are getting desperate. That's when you're starting to really lose. So basically, what we have right now is we have everything controlled. Our board right now, believe it or not, it controls everything on his board except the Crawler. Mustangs, again, decently control Crawler, but they really run into a problem where the second one of the Mustangs looks at a Rhino, it's not helping ever again on Crawlers. And then if Crawlers are running into Void Eyes, we're not doing anything, right? Like, the Void Eyes are now stuck on Crawlers. It takes Void Eyes forever to kill Crawlers. It takes Mustangs forever to kill Rhinos. But if we could get rid of the Rhinos with our Void Eye, if we were making that correct connection, then it would be really easy for my Mustangs to do what their actual job is, which is kill all the Wasp across the board. And then once the Wasp are dead, the board's over. The Wasp is actually his biggest form of DPS because he has ground spec and range. And these things are also juiced up. These are level 4, level 5 Wasp, level 3 Wasp. These things are pretty big. So we definitely want to make sure everything's making sure they connect to everything that they're supposed to. And there are a lot of AoE units in this game, but again, I feel like with the board we had and the tools we already had and everything that we had unlocked already, a Wraith would have been probably the best choice for just getting the AoE version of it so I could kill Chaff. And then if we didn't want to go Wraith, which we don't have to, a Vulcan would not be a bad choice. Tarantulas could be a decent choice. Arclight could be a decent choice. If I saw a Fire Badger drop or a Typhoon drop, either one of those could be a decent choice. We just need something that like can be put in positions where we can really shut down crawlers a lot more aggressively. And it would be, the board wouldn't have been such a mess for us. Also fire, and just like fire on the ground. Like if we were using Phantom Ray and dropping oil on the ground and then having like a Vulcan lighted on fire, that also wouldn't be bad at all. We could just forcibly nuke all the crawlers really fast. So that just, because the Rhinos and the Steel Balls and the War Factory, they are all susceptible to my Void Eye and my Sabertooth DPS, and now my Mountain DPS. So we could kill all of his big units if we just had the crawlers under control, but we did not really respect AoE as much as we could have, and he really laid on the pressure with aggressive Chaff, with Wasp and Rhino with it. So you can see the differences in like a board that can maintain control versus a board that can crumble, simply because like the unit's jobs that they're supposed to be doing they're not. It's like you want this unit to go there, but it physically is getting interrupted in the process.